You know,
Okay.
Barcelona, obviously, we'll start off with Barca since, there's less to talk about, kind of. But 6-1, 6-1, Olympiacos, simple win. Let me see something quick. But yeah, Kel, what were your thoughts, man?
Um, Honestly, I got a lot to say about it. What I can say first, when it was like 11v1,
Mhm.
11, we lost control after like the first goal,
Yeah,
and I feel like after that, everything went downhill. The red card completely changed the game for us.
yeah,
And honestly, I feel like a lot of people are too negative about it. I feel like I've seen a different perspective. And my perspective is that we defended a lot more better, in my opinion. And we defended better simply because of Fermi Lopez and Dro. With those two pressing the way they were, the team positioned more better, more organized. I feel like we were defending a lot more better. But I feel like I can't be too excited about it still at the same time because, it was like versus 10 men.
yeah,
I definitely feel like Real Madrid versus Barca is going to be a good game. I don't think Real Madrid is going to thrash Barca. And I don't think Barca's going to thrash Real Madrid. It's going to be like a 50-50. I feel like Barca still has a chance. A lot of fans personally are really not Barca, but I'm not really not Barca. It's a derby game. If you're going
yeah,
to be supporting, you're watching football for a long time, trust me,
yep,
even if Real Madrid was 20th place, Barca relegation zone, it doesn't matter. When it's a derby, bro, everybody going to turn up. So,
yeah. But here, let me pin this. I forgot to pin everybody. Let me add a pin, add this pin. Perfect. Well, hey,
Hi,
hey, you know, because for me, um, yeah, I think we really miss Rafinha because his pressing really helps just the whole team. It's a lot of work that he does, but also I think this might be a breakout year for me Lopez
Mm.
because I've always said we didn't really need to sign Olmo because we always had Fermin. Olmo was just a flashy buy, but now it's looking like a waste of money due to how often he's injured. But for
Isn't that
me,
what Barcelona always does, though?
yeah, unfortunately, unfortunately, uh, this. But what were your guys' thoughts on the Barca game?
My thoughts?
Yeah, go ahead.
Wow. You're not gonna like it.
We'll see. We'll see. Maybe.
But I think, what is it called? First of all, the red card, as much as people want to say the red card didn't make a difference, it did make a difference.
Yeah, I did.
But anytime you're playing, what's it called? 11 versus 10, it's very hard. So it wasn't supposed to be a red card. This is when I was saying I actually think the new I'm trying to remember the name. The new testing of VAR where coaches get to make a call for VAR to be reviewed. I think it
Yeah.
should be used right now. That day I was like, yeah, we need this introduction ASAP.
Yeah, but the one thing is, I don't like how VAR is not allowed to get involved when it's a yellow going to a red. That's one thing I don't like because it makes no sense.
But you see, if the new rule says introduced, they're able to double check VAR.
Yeah,
Like the coach can call, hey, I want this call to be checked.
yeah. But you know, was that the best performance from Barca? It's really hard to judge because we were up a man.
Mhm.
I feel
Rashford.
like in the last three games, that's the best performance in the last three games, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
definitely.
overall, without the red card too, because like as I said, we were more organized, and Fermin and Dro did make a huge difference. Rafinha being back, Fermin is fit, bro. I feel like really and truly, the biggest miss of all is Juan Garcia because Chesney cannot
Dude, Shetty scared
execute.
the hell out of me. He scared
Let
the
me
hell
go
out of
more
me.
deeper into stats right now. You know, the way Flick does it, like when we're being pressed, he sends a long ball. The keeper has to be able to send a long ball to the striker or the number 10.
Mhm.
Chesney's success rate is 38%.
Goodness gracious.
So like 7 out of 10 ain't gonna work. That's a turnover right there. However, with Juan Garcia is 68% success rate. So you see the big difference right there when we're under pressure.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Uh, you know, in the Barca game really didn't show me anything that I didn't really already know. But you guys don't know this. I was really not that big of a fan of Rashford, you know. But you have to hold my hands up. I have to hold my hands up. He has been on a different level. Even though I don't like the player, he has been on a different level. 2 goals again. But yeah, we'll see what he can do in the Clasico. But I do want to, this Madrid game is where I have too much to say.
Okay, start.
Now, actually, I'm gonna get your guys' opinions first. Yeah, Abdallah, I kind of want your opinion first.
Yeah, I think it's a tough game for both sides. So I think this is that it's a much different side than the Real Madrid side that Barcelona faced last year. There's a lot of changes. Dean Howson is going to be back. He's training with the first team. Danny Carvajal, Trent. So there's going to be a lot more options for Xabi Alonso in the back. But in terms of the actual squad, Real Madrid is now pressing the ball high up the pitch. They're winning the ball. They're counter pressing better. They're winning the ball back. Last year's side under Carlo Ancelotti was, there's the team was not compact out of possession. There was the loss of Toni Kroos, which was detrimental to the team. In transition, teams were finding it very easy to break lines and find those opportunities behind Real Madrid's midfield and between the midfield and defensive line. What Xabi Alonso has done is transformed the team in a very short period of time out of possession to win the ball high up the pitch. Now, if you look at the totality of things, if the number of matches that Xabi Alonso has been in charge, it's been 9 games in La Liga, 3 games in the Champions League. That brings us up to 12 matches plus the other 8, I think, in the Club World Cup, if I'm not mistaken, 8 or 7. So that brings us out to like somewhere like 18, 19 matches. So about 17 wins, 2 defeats. I would say that's a pretty good record so far. But if you look at the number of goals Real Madrid is conceding, defensively, they're a lot more solid. They're giving less opportunities to the opposition. If you compare last season with this season, the number of goals Real Madrid has conceded so far this season versus last, there's been a huge improvement. Their opponents are getting less chances, but still there's a lot more for Real Madrid to do in terms of to really adopt the way that Xabi Alonso wants to play, because Jude Bellingham is back in the side. We saw Arda Güler for the first time play in a double pivot. We don't know what the best 11 really is and how those players can connect with one another. So if he gambles and brings on Trent or Danny Carvajal, that's going to be different. If he plays Fede in the midfield, we've seen Fede struggle in a double pivot. He can play in a 3-man midfield. There's a lot of question marks about what Real Madrid is going to do, and I don't think even Xabi Alonso has the answers to some of those questions because he's learning on the go. So kind of a long-winded response, but I think it's a much stronger side than last season for sure. Real Madrid.
Your turn.
Oh, I'm the only Madridista than him.
Yeah, it's you two.
And like I said last time, we are giving what's his name, Xavi Alonso, a lot of credit, which he's due the credit, but I think the credit is being given too early, not considering the fact that we had three huge signings and the return of two key players that's making a huge difference. Last year, we barely had any defenders. So for me personally, I'm yet to give him any credit. And I think El Clasico is where I need to see that.
True.
If we do win this El Clasico, that's when I'll give Xavi Alonso the credit that he needs because we can't if you look at when Carlo Ancelotti like 2023-2024 season when we had actual defenders when we had a full squad, right, we did see him put up the numbers, right? Every time when Carlo Ancelotti hasn't performed, let's say like the 2014 season, it has been because he needed a certain type of player for a position that was injured or anything, and Perez did not fulfill that.
Yep.
So, and then now coming the new changes, right? The new player, the new coach comes in and he gets to buy all this and the return of the players that were on injury, and he gets all the praises. Maybe I'm a little bit biased because I'm a very much Carlo Ancelotti fan, but it's also the truth at the same time.
See, see, the thing is with me, because I think the numbers almost flatter Madrid. And what I mean by that is, so their pressing. Their pressing is not as, for some reason, their pressing looked far better in preseason than it did now. Now it looks like they'll just flood the final third with a lot of players, and then if you can find one pass in between those players, there's a huge gap between them and the back line. And Juventus actually found it pretty easy at times to pass through them. The second thing is defensively. I think Madrid are conceding less goals, not due to them really being better defensively, but just due to them having possession more. They are far better. That is one thing Xabi has done very well. They do possess the ball and rotate the ball far better than Ancelotti's side. But at times it can feel as if they're just passing for the sake of passing. You know, against Juventus, their only goal came from a shot that came off the post and went back to Bellingham.
But also you're discrediting all the hard, what's it called, all the shots on target, all the missed shots. I swear when I did my video recap, I talked about the man of the match wasn't Arda Güler, wasn't Bellingham, wasn't Vini,
Keeper,
wasn't
the keeper, yeah.
it was the keeper. It was the other keeper because of the amount. Mbappe had three shots on target that he literally caught. And now counting the Vini, what's it called, the ones that went out, Militao, all this Fede Valverde. We just have to what's it called? Gregory is his name.
Yeah.
He did his work. If it was any other keeper, let's say like it was Chesney, right? Those goals would have gone in.
Chesney, yeah, probably.
So I don't think so. The what's it called? The Juventus game. Sorry, I'm editing something about Atletico Madrid. That's why my head is.
Oh, you're good.
Uh, but the Juventus game was a very interesting game because of the keeper. Other than that, I did not see Juventus as a big opponent after the game.
Yeah. But the fact that, so the game ended 1-0, but Juve could have had two goals if it wasn't for
Yeah.
Courtois again
Mhm.
and Asensio. You know, this game could have ended much different. But I do want to, yeah, I do want to ask Cal, what are your thoughts on this Madrid team so far?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I made a major claim before the season started. I was like, Xabi Alonso will go trophyless. The way he wants to play, he doesn't have the players at Real Madrid. But Perez was like, Kyle, shut up. I got this. He got the players. I don't know if you guys feel like you got all the players you needed. I feel like he needed more, but
There's
he got
some,
enough players to at least can be able to play the style. Because I was like, Xabi Alonso and Real Madrid is not, they don't go together. But now he's outperforming my expectations. And I believe he's doing pretty well with breaking teams down. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like when it comes down to a team actually more organized with pressing and going at them, they tend to be shaky or nervous. You know what I'm saying? They don't know. I feel like they don't soak pressure that well anymore
Yeah.
on the Shabby. So that gives me confidence going to the Clasico simply because of that reason. They they don't know how to handle that pressure. But so far, they exceeded my expectations, and it's going to be a tough game. Honestly, this is going to be a decider for La Liga right now because Real Madrid even draw the game, bro. Like, I just feel like they're going to run away with it at this point because Barca themselves are still trying to find themselves based on last season.
I,
So I don't know.
What is it called? I don't think this La Liga, this El Clasico will be the decider for
it's
the
too
league.
early. It's too early, I think.
Poorly. And I was talking to my brother who is a Barcelona fan, Sheshe, and
Okay.
he told me that the way it's looking, both teams have a lot of defaults
Yeah.
that could end up, we could be seeing like a goal difference type of La Liga title race.
Yeah, because one thing that does, so maybe it is my bias, because I am a Barcelona fan, because I've watched every Madrid game this season. I I don't see anything, how do I word this well? Anything that is really that threatening. Because this team, for some reason, I don't know why, they just struggle to score that many goals. They've had, yeah, I think it's like 7 games now where they've won by a goal margin of one.
So there was a stat that came out recently about Kylian Mbappe is the player who's won the ball high up the pitch, the most interception in the final third
Mhm.
of any player in Europe right now. And then there was another stat that came out about the fact that Arda Güler created more chances than any player in Europe as well.
Yeah.
And I think it's 6 goals that Arda Güler has assisted Kylian Mbappe this season, something like that. Um, so the stats, I mean, if you look at the numbers, those are some telling numbers. Um, the thing is, a lot of the sides that Real Madrid face sit in a very deep block.
Yes.
Real Madrid is still, especially that first opening game against, I think it was Osasuna. Real Madrid barely won that match, controlled possession. But what they struggled with was finding a solution for deep blocks. So I think it's putting things into context. Atleti is a very defensive side. They defend very well. They can sit very deep in a defensive shell in that 4-4-2 formation and deny you any space. So they're a very difficult team to break down. Barcelona is much different. They're not a side that they try to play on the front foot. They try to press the ball. They try to force teams to into their half. And I think this is the first opponent Real Madrid is facing aside from PSG, who plays on the front foot, who is not going to just sit in a deep block and just not, defend the whhole game.
Yeah.
So looking at that, I think that's going to be interesting because, again, don't forget, like, this is not to say, because I think it's a difficult match, of course.
Mhm.
But, PSG did get the better of Barca, especially in that second half when Enrique made those tactical changes. But, I think that's a big factor in this match is the fact that Real Madrid is now facing a side that's not going to be like Osasuna. It's not like Oviedo. It's not like these other La Liga sides that are just going to sit in a deep block. And I think part of what Xabi Alonso has instituted is more control over the ball. Real Madrid is controlling 65, 70% possession. And so what that does is it forces your opponent even deeper and deeper and deeper. So when you're not even touching and controlling the ball. So it's going to be interesting because for the first time we're asking ourselves, is Barcelona going to have the majority of possession? If Carlo Ancelotti was the manager, would never ask a question like
Oh
this.
yeah.
And if Barcelona doesn't have the majority of possession, that's much different than what we've been seeing in the Clásicos for the last few years.
Oh,
So yeah, it's I think it's sometimes your eyes could be deceiving looking at the match because football is about moments, and sometimes we neglect to notice some of these small intricate details about the match. Like for example, some people I'll be watching a game with them and they'll be critical of Vinicius, and I'll say, well, did you notice he actually had like five huge chances he created? But they'll just
Yeah,
remember the few chances where he was maybe a little wasteful, but he's a high volume player. And
yeah,
so, you know, that's why I think this is a litmus test for Xabi Alonso, because now there's a question mark about, hey, you've had the squad for a few months now, which by the way, let's not forget, Pep Guardiola did not win the league. He did not win the Premier League his first season. It took him time to get going to implement his philosophy and ideas. But I just remember watching City that first season where Pep was in charge and being like, man, does not look like a Pep team, because the
yeah,
players, it takes time for them to adapt to a manager's philosophy. You're talking about going from a guy like Carlo, who gave very little instruction to his players, to now a manager who's asking his players to play on the front foot, to take the initiative, to press the ball, to win it, to force teams back. This is a big shift culturally, I think, for Real Madrid. And so, is it going to be, if we don't win, let's say, I don't think this really puts too much pressure on Xabi Alonso, but it is a big shift from where Real Madrid has been. And the only concern I will say for me as a Real Madrid fan is sometimes you need to deviate from your plan. You can't have plan A always be the solution. You need a plan B. And
yeah.
sometimes you do need to sit in a deep block if you need to. You need to play with the back three. You need to defend a little deeper. You need to play in transitions. I mean, look at the teams that Barca has dropped points or lost to. I watched the game against Sevilla. I watched the game against Rayo Vallecano. I, Barca is really struggling against those transitions, quick transitions.
Yeah.
And the way Kylian Mbappe is timing his runs behind the back line right now, he's not getting caught offsides at all. Think about the first Clasico last season. I think he was caught offsides, what, six,
Eight
seven
times.
times? Eight times.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you Kylian Mbappe will not get caught offsides even half that number of times. And that's a scary thing for this Barca defense, because he's in some insane form right now, Kylian Mbappe. So it's still a tough side, because I don't trust our ability to defend either. So it's
But
going to be
of
competitive, I
small
think.
moments, one of the things I was actually going to talk about it. One of the things that I did notice in the game we played yesterday, Juventus, is that Mbappe, we already know Mbappe, Arda, there's a great connection and chemistry over there. But I don't know if you all also did notice that Jude Bellingham and Vinny were playing their own passes. Like
Yeah.
it's them two in the field, and then it's like Arda and what's his name? Arda and Mbappe also on their own field. It's like there's two levels of two midfielder forward connection that we have on the ongoing. But not only that, for El Clasico, we have to switch our attacks to the right side. 67% of our attacks are coming from the left side, which it's natural. Mbappe is an original left winger. What is it called? Vinicius is there, Rodrigo is there, but having the shift more to the right, it makes so much sense, especially having Macetrano, even though he has now proven that his finishing is good, but having Macetrano and Fede Valverde on that side makes a huge difference if we switch what's it called, the attacks more towards on the right side, which is I think is what should be done more at this point going into El Clasico. However, I am not what's it called? I am not a I'm not in Xavi Alonso's entourage, so this message can never get to him.
But Kel, you got any worries, thoughts on the coming El Clasico?
Honestly, nah, I'm a bit more relaxed. It's just more like 50-50. I can't say Barca's gonna win, but I can't say Real Madrid's gonna win.
Yeah.
I'm just 50-50. I'm on the fence for this one.
Because the thing is, um, I don't think Xabi will be in danger if he loses this game, but I think certain questions will have to be asked if he loses this game 4-0. Let's say it's a 4-0, 5-1, right? Questions will be asked because the only actual competitions that you actually played this season have now beaten you badly. And that's not me saying that I think we'll win 4-0. I think this game will be a very, see, it's so weird because this is one of the first Clásicos where I don't know who'll win because both teams have their faults. Both teams, because Madrid's backline, I don't think it's that great, but also our backline, this highline kills us. This highline will kill us. But our attack, I do believe it is better than Madrid's just as a whole attacking unit. Not by players, but mm, as yeah, as an attacking unit, I think our attack just works better than Madrid's. So I generally don't know, but I do want to ask you guys if you were to build a starting XI, right? So let's start with the goalkeeper. Who would your goalkeeper be? I, I,
Courtois easy.
I think that's obvious. Yeah. Now we'll do 4-3-3. Who's your left back?
I want to say Jules Koundé, but also he was playing horrible for our nation, so I'm not gonna put him. He was bringing all his high
Yeah,
offense.
high line. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm not gonna put him there. Hmm.
You said left back?
It- yeah, left back, left back.
Oh, you did say left back. Oh no, I thought
Oh,
you
yeah,
said
sorry, yeah, left
Okay.
back. Yeah, yeah, I think this season it would have to be Carreras because Balde has been hurt.
Yeah, I mean, Carreras has been he started the season off very hot. He's sort of had a few questionable his performance against Atleti was a little bit, you know,
Dodgy.
yeah. So there's still question marks about him. Uh, but yeah, that's fine. If you want to give Carreras, it's fine. Like,
The two center back pairings, I would probably.
I'm going with Dean.
Yeah, Dean's a good shout.
Dean is good.
I mean,
Also, I feel like Dean's height plays an advantage to him, but also a disadvantage because I want you to look at it like someone who's short, let's say, someone who's Rafinha's height is
Mhm.
running the ball, and someone whose Dean's height was about 6'4" running after him. It looks like a giant running after every small mistake is taken so serious on Dean.
Yeah.
I'm like, no way.
Also, also his lack of pace, I've seen get exposed in certain games. So, so I think that's another area that Barca could try to, attack. But Dean would be one of them, and me personally, call me crazy. I'm putting Kubarsi there. Yeah, I just don't rate Militao.
I actually think Militao is the best center back at Real Madrid.
Really?
I
Well,
do. Yeah,
And the guy who has just came back off an injury,
yeah, that's
I
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. So I think Dean Howson has a high ceiling, but first of all, pre-injury, pre-ACL injury, I think he was the best center back in the world. And then the ACL injury happened, and he obviously was sidelined. But he's one of the most underrated center backs in the world. And like honestly, he's so his in terms of his physicality, his ability on the ball, his long range passing, his ability to break lines with his passing. Eder Militao is
and his abilities to
he
score.
he's very very good. So if the Champions League final is tomorrow, I would trust Eder Militao ahead of Dean Howson personally, if I had to pick between the two, and that's why, on paper, if you're asking me to pick between Dean Howson and Militao, I go for Militao, and then if you say Kobarsi is better than Dean Howson, I just don't agree with that either. So uh, call it Real Madrid bias.
It's not. I don't think it's Real Madrid bias, bro. Because I'm
Yeah,
not putting Kubarsi there, bro. I'm sorry, man. Nova, bro. I'm sorry,
What?
bro. I'm not putting Kubarsi there. I
yeah.
feel like Eric has been way better than Kubarsi, bro. I'm not. I'm gonna be
Eric
honest with you. Yeah,
Garcia?
Eric
Eric,
Garcia, bro.
he's
But
one of those jack of all trades players. He's just good. He's good everywhere you put him. But That's crazy because I would have thought like a fully fit Rudiger, I think, would be up there above Militao.
Well, remember,
Uh,
Yeah.
like
Rudiger is also very rash to decisions that as a
That
defender.
is true. Yeah.
if you remember when we faced Manchester City, it was like 2 seasons ago. It was a 2022-23 season.
Yeah.
Rudiger played the home match because Militao was suspended, and then in the Etihad, uh, Militao started, even though Rudiger was fit and he had a spectacular performance in that first leg. That just shows you he was higher in the pecking order pre ACL injury. I
Mm.
mean, he was, and Carlo Ancelotti has said it multiple times about how he was the best center back of the world pre ACL injury. He's one of the most underrated. I'm telling you, like if you actually um, he's rated so highly at our Militao because if you think about it as in the qualities that you want from a center back,
Mm.
he's so difficult to beat in 1v1 duels. His recovery pace is up there. His physicality, his ability to read the ball, he's good in the air, and his long range passing is up there. So he's um, just gone sort of under the radar, but he's a very solid center back, and he's been good this season. So
I mean, pre PSG, yeah, Rajo would have been a nice shot. Pre
yeah,
PSG.
I rate him. I rate him. Yeah, I mean, the best version of him is a good player for sure.
Yeah.
Araujo's a solid, and he had some good duels back and forth with Vinicius. I mean, he's
Yeah.
very solid in 1v1 defending.
So you know what? You know what? I'll concede and we'll do Militao and Dean at the right back.
Eric.
Eric,
Eric at right back.
we don't really have much options
For right
because
back,
hey, because Trent has been injured, Carvajal has been injured,
If you're
I
Kunde
would
gonna,
has been that
yeah,
I
great.
would choose as
Eric.
of right now, I would choose Kunde. Despite of his few mistakes, Kunde is still a great right back.
Kel, let me ask you this because maybe
What's
it's
up?
just me. I do not like this whole Kunde at right back thing. I've never liked it. I think we need to get an actual right back. Push Kunde back to being a center back and sign an actual right back for the love of God.
I totally agree with you because Kunde's one of those smart center backs. You know, he's not like Araujo. You know, he's smart. You know what I'm saying? So defensively, he's not that good, but based on the flick system right now, even Eric defensively is really and truly
Yeah,
not that good. But with the system, he's looked like he's
protects
solid
more.
enough.
Yeah.
Right. But I feel like we should definitely, I don't know why Flick doesn't try it, but he's the one training them. I feel like we should try Kunde center back and put Eric at the right back or try something because I feel
Yeah.
like, I don't know, I feel like low key, Kunde can do it.
Yeah.
I
Because for
don't like
me,
it though.
because for me, maybe it's my blind faith, but I still would always start Araujo because someone with pace automatically makes that high line a little bit less dangerous. Because you have someone who can at least track back, you know. But we'll put Kunde there. Now your midfield three. So I'm gonna put. So I think we have two names who are automatically there in my eyes: Pedri and Guller. I think
I
those
think we all
two.
can agree to that.
so are you building like a side that just looks like a FIFA side, or are you talking like a team that's gonna actually have balance?
Oh no, oh no, no, just the best performers this season.
Oh, performance. Like,
Yeah,
okay, performance, then yeah, Pedri for sure. I'll put
Guller,
Guler in there. And
and
then
I think if this guy
how
has
many from
gone,
my side?
yeah,
But I
exactly
don't know.
him. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he's gone under the radar. He's been
Yep.
fantastic this season. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. But yeah, and I mean I rate Pedri obviously. He's an amazing player.
Finally, someone.
But no, I mean I of course you have to admit he's a very good player, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I have a Chelsea fan. His view on Pedri is very skewed. So, you know,
Well,
yeah,
I mean you hear a lot of stuff on social media and the Barca and the Madrid and the whatever. And that skews people's opinions depending on where you fall. But like, if you're being sincere, yeah, Pedri's an excellent player for sure.
Yeah. Now this front three, I think,
This is the easiest
is
part. Yeah, I mean, this is
Wait,
the
who's a sec
Oh,
wait,
we
wait,
still
wait.
we
Who's a
still have
third central midfielder though? Who's the third one? 'Cause we got
Gula,
Pedri and Arda. Who
Chouameni.
else?
Chouameni would
Oh, too
be,
many.
yeah.
Okay.
and I think I'm so excited, especially for me. I am so excited for even the World Cup because Tchouaméni and Mbappe it's just giving me so much joy. Like I'm actually excited, although I do not like Deschamps, and I
Yeah.
think it's horrible. But Tchouaméni Mbappe is giving me a good what's it called a good um feeling about it. Mbappe Olise is also giving me
Oh, Lisa. Man.
a good feeling about it. Like I'm actually as a French person, I'm working into what's it called? I'm walking into the World Cup very excited because of those few people.
I need another Messi World Cup. I need another Messi
It's
World
not
Cup.
gonna happen. It's not going to happen. There's so many good teams, so
Yeah,
many teams in general. Spain has a great team. France, even Morocco. Morocco in general has a great, amazing team.
but but if we're being real, I think the only actual teams that can win it in my eyes are either France, Spain, but because they have Messi, I'm gonna put Argentina there. I'm gonna put Argentina there
I
just
wouldn't
because they have
put
Messi.
Messi. I would
Have to.
out Messi. Out like Argentina, they would have to build without relying on Messi a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
Because this World Cup is being played by youngings.
Yeah. Because no matter how many stars England have, I just don't trust that team. I just don't trust that coach.
England is not going anywhere.
In Portugal, uh,
Portugal will do well if they choose to, especially I'm going to say this, people are not might not agree with me. If
yeah, I agree
Bernardo
with you.
Silva tone it down.
Yep. And
Bernardo Silva is the problem in the
oh,
Portugal.
Silva?
Yes.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. I thought you were gonna say Ronaldo.
No, no, no. The type of intelligence that Ronaldo brings to the squad, because you also you like I'm telling you, the World Cup is being played by a lot of kids. A lot of them don't have World Cup experience, right? Like Vitinha, Nunes Mendes, let's say for Portugal, they don't have great what's it called, key players. They don't have World Cup experience. But Bernardo Silva, who has World Cup experience, I think Bernardo Silva wants to step into the role that Ronaldo has, but he doesn't see that he does not carry the type of intelligence and key plays that Ronaldo brings. Like, look at, I know it's just a friendly, the Nations League, right? The
Yeah.
Nations League final did show on how you have the type of experience that he has for that goal that he scored. You have to be very smart and to know when to go and when not to go, which it's not something that the young players have.
I agree
Bernardo
with
Silva,
that.
if he agrees to be second to Ronaldo, it might work out.
Yeah. Oh, but back
But
to
let's
this
get back to let's
11,
get back to the formation.
the right wing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's obvious, right? Yamal
I was gonna
or
say Franco Mastantuono or Rodrigo,
Franco
but
Mazzarino. Yamal
really?
has
I'm joking, obviously.
Oh,
standards.
oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yamal, no. Yamal is great. I will never take that away from Yamal. Yamal is great. But Yamal also makes one stupid and harsh decision. And two, Yamal hasn't mastered his finishing. The moment Yamal masters his finishing,
Yes,
that's it.
but but it, but if that's the only thing to his game, then I would still have to put him over anyone else because Rodrigo doesn't play.
Yeah,
And Messi,
there's no player playing right wing in the world ahead of Yamal right now. There's
yeah,
just not. He's just the best right winger in the
But if
world.
you ask Arsenal fans, they'll tell you Saka is better.
No,
yeah. That's them. That's them. That's Arsenal fans.
come on.
But left wing, you know,
Rashford. Rashford.
No,
Yeah,
that's
Fini.
Rashford.
Rashford up top as
That's a
well.
tough one.
Ahead of
That's a tough
Mbappe. I
one.
think Rashford should be
I
ahead of
am playing
Mbappe too.
Vini over Rashford. That is my team.
Rashford left wing, and Mbappe center forward.
Mm-mm.
I
That
call
is
him
a good shout.
Ronaldo,
Ronaldo. That is a
or
good
he's not
shout.
allowed to be a Ronaldo fan anymore because he plays at Barca now.
But
No.
I think I would have to just edge it for Rashford because I think just this season he's done a little bit more than
Wait, what?
Vinny.
Yo,
Than Vinny?
what?
No, you don't agree with me?
No.
What's the word? Perplexed. I'm perplexed,
Hey, you guys can tell me why.
bro. Um, like, well,
But also, Rashford also
I already
lacks a
know.
lot of finishing. Not only Rashford lacks a lot of finishing, but also his team does let him down. Look at the game, the last La Liga game that you guys played. There were so many chances created by what is it called? By Rashford that could have gotten him a lot of assists,
Yeah,
right? If you guys were well coordinated enough to actually be there when he crosses them. You guys don't have that coordination with the Rashford, but it's like everyone has that coordination with the Amal.
yeah.
So you can't
So
say Rashford is better than Vinny, while Vinny actually does put up the numbers.
Not
How
better
many
so
than
goals does
let me just. My memory is not the best, but let me just quickly. I got Real Madrid's calendar here. So Vinicius creates the game-winning goal against Juventus yesterday. The
Yep.
game against Getafe, he comes into the match, changes everything, gets 2 red cards, helps Kylian Mbappe score the winner.
Uh, uh,
Uh, the game against the game against Villarreal, I'm trying to remember. So Vinicius scored in that game as well. The game we played in Kazakhstan against Almaty,
Kazakhstan.
uh, the game against Oviedo, he has an assist off the bench. What else? And these are just I'm just quickly going through these. So what else? The game against Levante. What else? Yeah, he scored on that match. So to say Rashford ahead of Vinicius with the season he's having so far this season, like it's
Hey, your
you
guys'
can't.
choice. Your guys' choice. But
What's it called? Any Barcelona fan, I'm just gonna any Barcelona player will have, regardless of anything, will have so much PR more than Real Madrid.
um,
At the end of the season, let me tell you, at the end of the season, Rashford might not even have put up numbers that are good as Vini, right? But he's gonna get so much PR that oh, is this guy that came and revolutionized Barcelona and all that? Why he didn't? You guys just have a
well,
strong PR team.
I
I
mean,
think
overall,
But
he's
also,
British
as
too,
someone who
so
watches the Prem,
that exactly. I think that
he's
might
British.
be the English media is very
no, no,
powerful.
no, no, no. I'm not talking about that. As someone who watches the Prem,
Mhm,
and absolutely, I'm a very advocate for Rashford when it comes to him against the media. But also, we have to make sure that what's it called? What's it called? When he, quote unquote he was underperforming, he wasn't informed.
mhm.
And he was playing against big teams in England. What's it called? The Prem is faster, the Prem is more tactical and all that. So
Uh,
technically, for me, you guys are seeing a Rashford that's not even trying as much as he was trying in the Prem.
I Rashford's situation is very unique because my brother is a United fan and I watched almost every United game with him. It was weird because one season you saw the confidence in Rashford. You saw him going past players. He scored like 30 goals one season. And then the very next season, like it's just a massive drop off.
Yeah,
Ronaldo effect. No offense.
The Ronaldo effect.
but
Uh,
I think one of the things is a Rashford 10 out of 10 season is like a Vinicius terrible season. Like, you know what I mean?
hey, whoa, 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 whoa.
Mic drop, mic drop.
I
That's
mean, I mean,
crazy.
like what Vinicius has by the way, Vinicius is the fourth highest goal scorer in Champions League history, if I'm not mistaken, or assist creator. He's had the fourth most assists in the Champions League history. He scored in 2 Champions League finals. He's like, in terms of his stats in the Champions League, goals, assists, he's amongst he's definitely in the top 10 for both categories, top 5 for both categories.
Yeah.
This is a guy who's consistently produced goals, assists, excess of 30, 35 goals per season. In terms of goals,
even when Benzema was still there.
I got something to say though. Can Vinicius Jr. do that in a Manchester United team? That's what I want to know. Can he do it in a Manchester United team?
No, because he struggles to do it for Brazil.
Right. Can he do it in a Manchester United team though? That's all I gotta say. But I get what you guys saying with the argument with regards to Vinny over Rashford. I mean, it's okay, but I just feel like
so I actually think
also taking away that Vinicius, what's it called? We all already know what's it called? I do watch a little bit of Brazilian league whenever I have time and I don't want to watch something else. They're very defensive play style over there. And he was a good player in Flamengo. It's just when he's playing at La Liga, I think Vinicius can still put up those numbers in the Prem.
No, but with Manchester United, that's the thing.
Yeah. So here's what I'll say, right? Vinicius every single week is facing teams that tend to sit deeper, and he is usually defended by 2-3 defenders. Real Madrid's attack is built through the left-hand side. He's never in a situation where he's really in a 1v1. They're always putting 2-3 defenders on him. But when you look at the Premier League, the way it's more transitions, and yes, it's a faster league. I think having Vinicius in a league like the Premier League, he would absolutely annihilate a lot of the teams there because he'd have a lot more of those transition opportunities. He wouldn't be in situations in La Liga where he's getting 2-3 defenders on him every single time he has the ball at his feet. So, yeah, I mean, if you consider how efficient Vinicius also is, look at the XG. This is a guy who's significantly exceeding his XG. You give him half a chance, he's scoring it, he's creating those opportunities. So he's head and heels above Rashford. I'm sorry. Like, I think it was Benzema who said about Olivier Giroud, don't ever compare a Ferrari with a go-kart. And that's what it is. It's like Vinicius is a Ferrari and this guy Rashford is a go-kart, bro. Like,
mind you, I don't even like Rashford. I don't, I don't rate him that highly. But also, I think statistics flatter Vinny a little bit because although he is very productive, his overall play is dependent on how he feels. If he feels like being serious, then he can be a very dangerous player. But I've seen too many games where he wants to get into these little fights here and there, and I just want him to focus on playing your game. Because when he's on his game, he is one of the most dangerous players on the planet.
But like, I don't know if you watch basketball.
A little bit.
So one of my favorite players is Kobe Bryant of all time. Like, I grew up watching Kobe Bryant. Like, he was one of my goats, like just in sports in general. I love Kobe Bryant. The amount of trash he would talk to his opponents. Michael Jordan used to do the same thing. Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with that? It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, that's part of sports.
No. The trash talk is not my problem.
Okay.
It's when it's now affecting your performance because Vinny would talk trash, they talk trash back, and you see Vinny almost try to now embarrass the player instead of playing for the team. There are moments where, those type of moments where he now takes himself out of the game, and it's now just a 1v1 battle between him and the person who he's going against.
So I think it comes with the territory. If you're gonna get a player like that, and you need to empower him to make those types of decisions because he can win you the game. There might be instances where he's doing a little bit of showboating and things like that, but he's a game changer.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So
definitely.
the last thing you want to do with a player like that is stop his creativity, try to put him in positions where he can't express himself. It comes with the territory. He's a player who's very
This is
fiery.
what happens in the Prem, by the way.
Well,
The Prem kills creativity.
yeah, that's why I never really liked the Prem. I don't really rate it that highly because you know my brothers they are they're huge advocates of the Prem, but I don't really. I think it's more marketable than actual skill, if that's what I have to. If that's yeah.
Well, I, I mean, for the consumer, as when you're watching the Premier League, I mean, it, I think I understand why a person would enjoy watching the Premier League. The
Oh yeah,
pace of the
me too.
game,
Yes, yes,
yeah, it's the pace of the game for one. Second of all, how competitive it is.
yeah,
You see Arsenal struggles to win at Newcastle. You see Manchester City away at Stoke, and the conditions there, the rain, the wind. There's no Premier League games where you're seeing teams sit deep and there's no action. There's constant sort of transitions and action, and the pace of the game is very fast. And the crowd is also always up for the games. If you're in the United Kingdom and you try to watch the games, a lot of the games are not televised, so they incentivize people to go to the stadiums to go watch the games. But when you compare Spanish sides when they face English sides, especially in European competition, Spanish sides have actually prevailed and have done better than English sides, and the actual players themselves are technically superior in the Spanish league to
yeah,
the
yes,
the English league. But in terms of the actual product for the consumer, you can understand why one would want to watch the Premier League. In my opinion, I think it makes complete sense.
yeah. Um, I'm gonna ask you guys for your El Clasico predictions, and then I'm gonna ask you another question after that. So, m my prediction, I'm gonna go with who's home? Who's home?
Real
Madrid?
Uh,
Madrid.
Madrid?
Madrid.
I'm gonna go
You guys don't
with
have a stadium for it, so
for now, for now. Hold up. I'm gonna go with a scoreline of 3-2 Barcelona.
Barcelona's winning.
Yes.
Okay.
3-2
As
Barcelona.
I said, it's
I'm
a
gonna write
50-50
this down.
game.
Actually, let me record this part. This one.
Yeah.
All
My
right, let me go
prediction
then.
is Barcelona
Wait,
3,
wait.
Real Madrid 2.
Okay, what did you say?
Okay. My prediction is Barcelona 3, Real Madrid 2.
Okay. That's your prediction. I'm gonna
Yep.
lock in. Okay.
Okay, bet. As I say, it's a 50-50 game. So I gotta let my bias lead. I'm gonna go with 3-1 to Barca.
Barca beating Real Madrid 3-1.
Yeah,
You guys
3-1.
have Chesney. We have
3-1.
one.
Well, we had Chelsea
I'm
last year.
I was about to say the same thing, but
Yeah, last year we didn't have defenders, but let's not bring it there. Okay. Uh-huh.
it's hard to
Carl,
decide.
Carl, I'm gonna tag you once we dunk on you.
Yo, bro, I will be the most shameless person if we lose. I promise you that. But yeah,
Oh,
Abdallah.
I think 2-1 Real Madrid.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, for some reason, everyone thinks it's a high scoring game. I have a feeling it might
it's
turn out
not
to be not a high scoring game. I think it might end up being 2-1.
Okay.
2-1. Okay, for me, Priska, who I'm standing in for all the girls today, thinking, what is it called? Not even thinking. I literally know it's gonna be 4-1.
To who?
Real Madrid.
Okay, let's go.
4-1.
Let's go. I should be recording this part. Let's
Oh yeah,
go.
trust me. Trust me. This whole thing's recorded, so I will clip
It
this
is.
part.
It is. As a matter of fact, make sure you capture this part. Mbappe is gonna score twice. There's a high possibility of Chouameni or Militao scoring from a header.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. If Militao or Tchouaméni score from a header, I'm gonna call you a witch. Because
Hey,
that's too specific. That's too specific.
He missed a lot yesterday
Yeah,
against
a
Juve.
lot.
He's so good in the air. He won so many headers, but it wasn't on goal. If he can be like Gabriel from Arsenal, that guy scores a header every week.
That's
four
But
also
one
what
is
we need
crazy.
at Real Madrid. We need to learn. We get a lot of corners. We need to learn how to score from corners, and we also need to what's it called, create good set pieces. The way Arsenal does. Like if we can just do that, I know it's a very small piece, but if we can do that, especially scoring from corners, we do get a lot of corners. If we can just find a way of scoring from corners, it's going to make a huge difference in our game.
Yeah. I Now my last question was this. What were your guys' thoughts on the whole
mm,
Barca's match being canceled in the US? Me, I'm very happy. Very happy. Because you should
I
never be taking away one of Villarreal's biggest games of their season to play in Miami, which there's going to be more Barca fans than Villarreal fans, let's be honest.
But
I'm
also, let me
happy.
just simply tell you, from both clubs, I do understand the financial aspect of it. Barca, just for them to be in good standing next season, right? The upcoming season, they have over 470 million that they need to clear, including debt from signing Lewandowski, all this and all that, right? So, from a financial standpoint, it makes absolute sense. You can cash out a lot of money in the US.
Yeah,
From a fan part, it's not fair
yeah.
to Villarreal, especially Villarreal being a smaller team than Barca. However, also I like it being cancelled because this will there will not be any precedence.
Well, yeah.
There won't be a precedence of, if let's say if Real Madrid wants to play, let's say Juventus, right? But they want to bring it to New York.
Oh, President. Oh, yeah, yes, yes. Okay, yeah, yeah,
That will be erased, which is absolutely amazing because I feel like if it's a European games, it should be played in Europe.
yeah.
Like I go, what's it called? I go to, what's it called? This year we're not going, but every year we've gone to El Clasico. We've gone to Champions League quarterfinals, all of them. We've was Hey, I'll pay the money, but I don't think it should be like that.
Yeah.
If it's a game in Europe, let it be played in Europe. Um, but I did love the power move that came out of it because of Perez. Like Perez kind of inspires me. Like I want to have that kind of power. I want to be like a Mobutu. I don't know if you guys know Mobutu. That's how I want to be. Perez is like Mobutu. He doesn't talk so much, but when he does, things get done. Like,
Yeah. A quick question before we head out. Where are you from?
me,
Yeah.
I am French Congolese.
Okay, makes sense. Because my dad's Congolese and I'm Tanzanian. So the accent sounded familiar. I'm like, I've heard that before. This makes sense. Okay. But once again, I'll catch you guys again next. Actually, hold up. The El Clasico is on Sunday.
Yeah.
I I have to go check with my people to see if I can do another one on Sunday after the Clasico. But if I can't, then probably next week Wednesday. But you'll find out. You guys will find out. So, adios.
Adios, muchachos.
take care.